Thank you for this opportunity to speak this evening. My name is Alexander Essex. I'm an assistant professor of software engineering at Western University. I'm the head of the Western Information Security and Privacy Research Laboratory, and my expertise is in the cybersecurity and particularly the cybersecurity of electronic and online voting. I was a cybersecurity subject matter expert for the City of Toronto in their RFP for internet voting for persons with disabilities in 2014. And I've had the opportunity to speak to all levels of government on the cybersecurity of internet voting. And I hope my background in this area may be of some assistance to you today. Now, with appreciation and acknowledgement of the Mayor's statement at the outset of this meeting, I do wish to address a potential perception that opposition to internet voting over security considerations is somehow unusual or wrong-headed. So with that in mind, I felt it necessary, therefore, to come up to your fine city this evening to share with you the existence of an active and international research field in the area of internet voting security, and to underscore to you that secure and trustworthy internet voting remains an open technical challenge. As a matter of fact, I just came from my graduate student's thesis defense. He presented research in which we showed how a particular internet voting website could be hacked. And not only hacked, but actually not only hacked to display incorrect vote totals, but to provide fake yet compelling evidence that the election was counted normally. So just think about that. Western University's newest Master of Engineering Science got his degree 3 hours ago for hacking an internet voting website. Honorable councillors, as political practitioners, you are undoubtedly aware of the existence of fundamentally intractable problems. These are problems that are just hard, so greenhouse gas reduction, nuclear disarmament, world peace, and so on. These problems are not hard because we are unintelligent people, and they're not hard because we're uncaring people. They are simply hard because they involve complex and often incompatible requirements that lead to, in many cases, unsatisfiable constraints. In some cases, no solutions exist, simply lesser evils. It should hopefully be unsurprising then to know that such intractable problems also exist in the technological world. Honorable councillors, secure and internet voting is one such problem, and I promise you the questions you face in this matter are shared by governments all around the world. You are faced with an unenviable balancing act. We need accessible barrier-free voting for students and seniors, disabled voters, young families, our men and women in uniform. We also need free, transparent, and fair and accountable election results and tabulation. We also need the secrecy of the ballot. These aren't just noble goals, they're non-negotiables. And therein lies the problem. The city clerk's memo entitled Clarification of Election Voting Methods Information says that, quote, the secrecy and confidentiality of the voting process is paramount. But then it also says that there needs to be certainty that the results of the election reflect the votes cast. Okay, this is good. But do both of those at the same time, and do it in a way that doesn't require the good citizens of Guelph to just have to trust you. Now you may say, well, I can bank online, why can't I vote online? I get this one a lot. It's because online banking doesn't have these conflicting requirements. You know, just think about it. How could a bank possibly function if it was responsible for processing your transactions while simultaneously being forbidden from knowing what account the money is coming from, where it's going, or for how much? Banks don't work like that. You have to accept the fact that a bank just knows how you spend your money. And if you were willing to give up the secret ballot, you could model online voting after online banking. That's a version of online voting we could build today. But that's not what you're asking. You're asking for transparency of the election results and secrecy of the ballot, and for it to be usable and accessible, and all at the same time. This is, this is a trade-off. Now, I can't tell you what to think. I'm a Londoner after all. But I can tell you what some other jurisdictions think. Since last fall, I spoke to the Toronto Executive Council, the New Brunswick Commission on Electoral Reform, and the Parliamentary Special Committee on Electoral Reform, and all of them have made conclusions about the security of internet voting as it pertains to the potential adoption in upcoming elections. And that is that there have been insufficient advances in the technology to implement it at this time. Thank you.